we're talking about jumping today because it's first thing in the morning and he is super excited and he was just jumping all over me a minute ago. I put his collar on and now we're gonna do some practice. Gabe! So I've just got my hand ready on the vibrate button. Gabe! What a good boy! Ah. So, marker, then correction. He doesn't like it. We make sure that being around me is still fun. We bring him back in to hang out because I don't want him to go, oh, touching you is a bad thing. I want him to go, oh, putting my feet on you is what gets me that result. Hi. So we make sure that he still wants to play. Yeah, that he still wants to hang out. He can jump near me. I don't care if his feet go up. Bring it back. Yes! He's gonna go take it to the couch, but I'm gonna drop it over here. Good. You're terrible at fetching it twice in a row. Did you know that? I said, because I don't care. I just want to be pet. Oh, thank you for burping in my face. Thank you. Hi. Awesome. So, when we talk about problem behaviors, that does not mean just this little bit that it's solved. Obviously, I mentioned that we worked on jumping yesterday, so problem behaviors are a matter of reinforcement versus correction over time. When it comes to dogs, there are 3 things that determine whether or not they're going to do an action. The reinforcement, so what good things have happened because of doing that action. A lot of times that's natural reinforcement. When he jumps on me, he reinforces himself because it's something he likes doing that gives him pleasure, which is getting closer to you. Punishment is obviously then anything that takes away and diminishes a behavior, anything that gets him to do an action less often, so more often versus less, and then the motivation to do so. So I can give him $20 for doing a rep, but he's a dog, so that means nothing to him. There is no motivation. Technically, it's reinforcement, but it's not a kind of reinforcement that actually matters to him. On a more understandable level, I could give him kibble, but that might not be enough motivation to get him away from, to come away from a bunny rabbit or another dog at this point in training. In the future, that should be enough, but everything is, what does he get out of it? What does he get if he doesn't do it? And what motivates him to go in either direction? What motivates him to actually make that particular choice? So with everything, you're always thinking about why is he doing it? Because that's what tells you how to get him to do the opposite if that's the goal. And then obviously, if your goal is not jump, what do you want him to do instead? The goal is all 4 feet on the floor. He can move around, he can hop in place, but the alternate behavior is having all 4 feet on the ground. I don't care if he's sitting, some people care about that, I don't. All right. We just had one dog. He just had that dog pass, and he did really well with that. And now there's another one. So we're gonna see how he does with this one. We've also got a bike that passed over that way. The last one, we were standing right about here, and it passed on the walkway right there, and he just kind of looked at it, and that was about it. You pooping? You had to poop before we left, but you wouldn't do it. You finally gonna poop? Thank you. Okay, we'll give him privacy. Watch what else is going on. Here's the little dog. Oh, they're coming over this way. Good boy. There. Usually I'd go right to clean that up, but I want to make sure I'm paying attention to where that guy's going. Because Gabe does have 30 feet and I don't want him to rush straight up on them. Good boy. Yes. Anytime he engages with me, especially as they pass, we're gonna keep rewarding. Good boy. There they are. Good. Good boy. That's what he did last time. Gabe! Yes! And he's got turkey. Good boy. Look at you. You're already doing so good. There they go. Beautiful. Okay, now we'll go clean up. I never trust anyone who has a dog around them, because there are definitely some people who would go, hey, you're on a long line training in the middle of an empty park. Let's go say hi and make a friend. And not ask first. So I always have to pay attention very closely to what's going on. Good boy. But first 10 minutes is just about us wandering around, working on some engagement like we did there when dogs pass. I actually didn't expect us to have dogs today, so the fact that we got 2 of them is great. So, just working on general engagement, getting him out and about. Hey, don't pull your leash through your pile of poop. There we go. Saved it. Just working on general engagement, plus just getting him out, letting him be in a different area and figure out, one, that training and engagement still apply, that leash pressure still applies, and just get him out. Just get him having fun, get him sniffing, get him tired. It's all good practice. What a good boy. Yes! Yep. Anytime he wanders back to me voluntarily, I'm gonna praise him for it. Good job. Eye contact is more important than physically him coming closer, but I'll take both. Good boy. Gabe, come! Yeah, still working on that one. Yes! So this one's taken so long that he is actually not going to get a reward for this one. So yeah, I am not rewarding him for that one because he didn't actually come. He's making it in my general direction because I'm adding the leash pressure, but he did not. So that does not count. Alright, let's try. Gabe, place! He's probably need some help. He's super distracted, so we're gonna have a little snack in my hand. Up, sit. Yes. Sit. Sit. Yes. Break. Right. That's pretty much all we're doing, is maybe 1 or 2 more reps of that, maybe 1 more rep of come, but really the point was just, the biggest point was engagement. I'm not even going to bother working on his heel today out here because he is so not ready for it. If he can't come, he can't heel. That's generally how it goes for me, is if he can't come away from a distraction, then he can't walk around it. So especially on a trail that smells really nice the whole way, it's going to take him a little bit of practice to get there. But by paying him for voluntarily checking in, it's a little bit more at his pace. I'm not giving him strong reps of come where he's just ignoring it half the time. I'm letting him build interest in me at his pace a little bit more. Oh, gotta poop again. Oh, thanks. It's a good thing we bring plenty of bags. Yes! Ready? Yes! Hey! Gentle, buddy. Again? Ready? Yeah, you got distracted. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. For only a week, he's doing pretty good on his fetch skills. Right, we're set up for some food distractions. We were working on this earlier, but we're working on it again. So same as before, e-collar turns on first. Place! And off when he gets on, yes. Beautiful. Now, we had one bad rep earlier where he got to the food that was on the floor, so I have to pay extra close attention because he is highly likely to make the same mistake again, as that mistake was rewarding for him in the past. So, I've got the collar ready in my hand, and the leash at a spot where his head can't make it very far. And I'll put the piece of food next to my foot so that I can step on it if he decides to move for it. Yes! Yes! Good job. Yes! And over time, he'll figure out that he gets way more food from me. Yes! So, there's a little bit of leash tension back when he started to think about going off. I actually probably should have let him make the mistake a little bit more, because there's a specific amount of, you want them to succeed and you want to pick reps that are within manageable levels, but you also want, there we go, perfect, to show them what happens when they do make a mistake. Good. I'll pick up the one on the floor so he doesn't actually get that one, because I don't want him in the habit of whatever was on the floor you are eventually going to get. Break! And then let him go do whatever he wants. Good boy. The other one will get him a little bit more tired, but later the goal is to work on somewhere around a 5-minute place. I'll tell you in the email how he does, but it'll just be him sitting there with no distractions, because we don't want to add any distractions at this point, so I'll tell you how close we get to that and if he makes any mistakes. But let's show you how his down's doing. We're not using the e-collar yet, but Gabe! Down! Still working on being distracted with other things that he wants to do, mainly sniffing things. Let's move him over here, try again. Reset. Gabe, down. Yes. Yes. Able to add a little little bit of distance to it. Break. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. All right. And we'll call that for a little bit because we already did a couple minutes before filming. So we try to keep our sessions 10, 15 minutes max if we're working actively on impulse control the whole time. If we're just going out to the park, then we can do that as long as we want.